Okay, so first step, let's just wash the paper with just water. So continue to wet wash your paper. Make sure to cover all the greens, the foliage, the bushes, all the leaves that you can see on your drawing. So our first color is our sky. So just mix the blue color. Make sure you have enough water. So just start dabbing your paper, your wet paper. Remember, make sure it's still wet when you dab all your blue colors. And remember those white spaces that I'm leaving, those are the clouds. And the blue is the sky. So just keep doing this. I decided to put all the skies on the left side of my painting. Now let's move to the trees. Now I'm mixing the lightest color. I'm mixing yellow and green. That will be our base color for the trees and the bushes, or all the greens. So just apply them first on the left side of the trees, just to try it out if the color is okay with you. And when you're okay with the color, just cover all the foliage, all your bushes, all the greens that you want on your painting. So just keep doing that. Cover all the greens. If you want here also on the grass, you can do that. Now for the second layer, we will use green. You don't have to mix this because I'm sure you already have this in your palette, in your watercolor. Now when you apply this, make sure that you leave a quarter from the top of the tree to make sure that it has this value or volume or depth. It creates shadows, right? So just make sure that you leave those first layer or the yellow-green color just to add depth to it. So just remember that this darker shade of green creates that shadow effect, or it creates depth to our greens. So I'm just gonna add shadows here. I'm applying it on the right side of the trunk of the tree to create, shadows, to create a cast of sunlight. So just keep doing that. Keep spreading the greens. Make sure to leave your first layer color or your yellow-green color. Now if you want to show some grass on the ground, you can just drag those excess green color from your shrubs and just do this light strokes sidewards. Oh no, I think my tree is the watercolor that I applied on the trees are running towards the sky, so I'm just gonna tilt my paper so that the water will just drip down to the bottom of the foliage. You can just adjust it like that. Now for the third color or the third shade or the third layer, we are mixing green and brown. Now this layer will create a more depth to it. So I'm just applying it on the right side of the tree because that's where I want my shadows to appear in my painting. Now when you do this, make sure that this will just use a very minimal strokes with your third layer, because if you overdo this, it will overpower your the vibrant color of the green. It will make your painting look dull. So the purpose of the third shade or the third layer is just to create value it just creates that 3D effect. So these are your shadows. So the more I get closer to the house, it has a dark shade. Actually, there's really no rule where to put this. Just make sure that it doesn't overpower your greens. So just little stroke here and there. Now, actually, for the third layer, there's really no rule about just mixing green and brown. Now, you can mix any green shade color, so that could be like just dark green. Sometimes you can mix blue and green, and it can create a darker shade already. Now for the last part, I'm just gonna add a few details for our greens. I'm just gonna put the browns, so it's like those little weeds sprouting out from the shrubs or your bushes. It just adds more character to our greens. And now we can paint the house. Let's start with the roof and let's paint it red just like last time. So this is just the base color. So just paint all your roof red and make sure this is just a light red, okay? So this has a lot of water in it, this color. So just paint all those red, and then I can continue with the walls already. Last time we painted it blue, so let's make a light shade of blue here. Remember, this is just the base color, so you can color everything. Well, not everything, just the walls. Now while the roof is still wet, we can apply the walls. And don't be alarmed when your roof and your wall started to blend together. I like this effect actually. Creates a very loose, whimsical effect. Now after this, let it dry, and when it has dried, let's create shadow on our walls. Now I've mixed blue that I made earlier with a little black. And I am going to place that shadow here on the side of the house. It's going to create that cast shadow effect. Now this only shows that the sunlight is hitting the house at the back side of the house. And with the color left for my shadows, I'm going to use it for the pathwalk. So it has that gray cement color to it. Next, the roof. Since the first layer has dried up already, we can start creating shadows. So a darker shade of red this time. So you can mix your red mixture a while ago. You just mix, you can put brown to it, maybe a little blue. It's up to you. Just make it a one shade darker. So I'm starting from the bottom of the roof, then going up, and I am going to leave the first layer, the first layer that we applied, and let's just put some more shadows here on the side. Now that we have finished all the base colors of this painting, we can now start with the details. Now I'm just putting another layer of dark, not really dark red. I use the same red, but when you apply it onto your painting that has dried, it's going to create the darker shade. Okay, so just add another thin layer to create the thickness of the roof. There. Okay, and then now I'm just going to mix a darker shade of red, maybe a brick red. So I just mix brown and red here. just to add more depth to the roof. I am painting this part of the roof to create a shadow. That means that it's in the deep part of the roof where the sun can't shine on to that surface of the house. Now on to our windows. Let's just mix black and blue. So basically here we are just creating shadows to make it appear as if the house is hollow. So we're gonna make the inside part of the window darker. And now for the door. I am just going to use brown for the door, a wooden door. Now let's create depth to our windows. As you can see, I am just like writing a letter L and an inverted letter L, capital L, for the sides of the windows and door. I think I am just going to add details on my window. I would like to add window skirts. So this is just a one line stroke on the bottom of the window. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna add more shadows in front of the house just to give emphasis to where the sun is, where the sun is shining on. So this gives that impression that the sun is shining on at the back of the house. Now for the final touches, I am just going to add the window frames, or the frames of the window. These are called window glaze. So let's just put one straight line in the middle and then two horizontal lines. Now make sure that your lines are parallel to the both ends of your window, your top and your bottom line of your window. So this is just a simple line. One from top to bottom and two across from left to right. And I'm just going to add more depth on the side of the window. These are your frames. So this will just add more character to the house. It just emphasizes those details. Now this part of the painting, you can add any details that you like. So I'm just adding doorknob in the front door. You can add a welcome sign on your front door if you like. You can be creative here, so whatever you feel like doing. So just enjoy this painting. I'm just gonna add a swing here, and then maybe just little branches showing underneath your trees to make it look more interesting. So there you go. Now this may look different from the ones that we did in our class. I like this one, but I'll show you also the other paintings that we did. Now my favorite part, stripping off the masking tape from the sides of your paper. Now we did a total of 3 paintings. Now I did a total of 3 paintings. This is the first one. I tried to put notes, but it's not gonna work, I think. So this is the painting we did in the class. And this is the last one. We just have 3 versions of a house with a garden.